Okay, the first thing is I didn't know I'm a black man. I'm so used to seeing white people, I don't often see myself as a black man.
Zielona Gora, a city that lies about 160 kilometers east of Berlin and about 700 kilometers from Warsaw in Poland, is not your regular place to find a black and a white couple living happily ever after. Meet the Laseges. So how did Lanre, a Nigerian, end up living in Zielona Gora?
I met Monika, my wife, in London, where we married. Then she decided to come back to Poland because she was tired of cleaning and whatever it was she was doing back then. And I talked to my friend and boss then. He said, oh, you can always go to Zielona Gora and work, and no problem. So I came to Zielona Gora, and since 2003, August, I have been living here.
Why did I choose him, not a person from here? I have no idea. You know, I think it's the charm, exactly. You know, one of the first things he told me, not even dating me, he said, I'm a perfect wife for an African. So it went from there, I would say. So that's how it happened. I started wondering how it might be when I told my father I was dating Lanre. Because my father wasn't the happiest man in the world when he heard it. And for a year they've been trying to convince me I should stop dating Lanre. But once we got married in England, they didn't go for the wedding, but I went to England to marry Lanre. And once we got married, they accepted him as a member of the family. Well, I believe that most people my age, so my age mates, they were just treating Lanre as my husband, that's all. There was no difference, you know. Some of them were happy they could practice English.
Oh, yes.
Because it's always nice to talk to a native speaker. But most of them, I think the biggest problem it was for people my parents' age. You know, they were the ones that were cautious, I would say, and they would, you know,
try to discourage
me, or you know, like the one lady who told me, oh, I can see you are very happy, but remember, don't have children with him, because then he will take them to Africa and you won't see your children again, you know.
My friends and family were okay. Me being married to Monika, but most of my friends weren't okay with me moving to Poland because they believe, I don't know if should I say believe, that it's not a wise economic decision. So why move to Poland where you know the economy is not stable, you have no guarantee of earning and things like that.
Zielona Gora is a city of about 120,000 people, amongst which there are less than 10 black people. In fact, Lanre is the only black person living permanently in Zielona Gora as we speak.
For me, when I go through Zielona Gora now, and I see someone staring or someone pointing, it's just a sign that that person is new to Zielona Gora, or that person is not from Zielona Gora, because most of the people living around here are used to me. They are used to me now, not. So they've already had their bit of staring and pointing, and they've accepted me as a member of the community. So not many people really stare or look, you know.
Well, I think that now it changed, and most of the people say hi to you because you've been teaching so many kids English. half of Zielona Gora knows you as their teacher. So now it's totally different, you know, like we once went to Tesco and there was like 3-year-old girl with her father and she said, "Oh, hello, Mr. Lanre." And he said, "Hello, how are you?" And she said, "I'm fine." And then she looked at him and said, "Mr. Lanre, I love you."
There was one particular case when a young guy was saying something bad about me. I didn't hear him, but my neighbors, some retirees there, heard him, and they took him, brought him to me, and asked him to apologize for saying those bad things about me. He became a very good friend, actually, because we found out we have a common interest in Tupac, the music Tupac Shakur. So afterward, he invited me to his house, and he had a computer full of films, stories, music about Tupac, and yeah, since then he was actually, whenever he sees my kids, he's got a present for them.
No, I've been working in this school before we got married. Then we got married, so I introduced Lanre to my headmaster, headmistress, and some teachers. And a few years later, I found out they were betting how long we will stay together. It was really funny, you know, because no one was betting it will be that long, so they've already all lost.
How about the case when you went on a break with Kemi and Ife then, and one of the mothers told the daughters to stop playing with Kemi because...
Oh yeah, it was, but it wasn't in Zielona Gora, it was
No.
in Międzyzdroje at the seaside, you know. There was a kids playing in the playground. There were our kids and lots of other kids, and all of them were white. And one girl was playing with the kids, but then the mother came, there was some conversation, and the girl came to me. She stopped playing with kids and she came to me and she started interrogating me. "Is your husband black?" I said, "Yes." "Are your children his children and your children?" I said, "Yes." "Is he a drug dealer?" "Is he a drug dealer?" I said, "No." "Why?" "Well, all black men are drug dealers." I said, "Okay." "Does he live in Poland?" "Yes." "Really? They all just marry in Poland and leave," you know? And I was totally shocked because she was like, I don't know, 8 or maybe 9. And she obviously must have had some conversations at home because she couldn't come up with all these ideas. So that was something that really shocked me, that, you know, people can look like this and at us and also put it into the heads of small children.
I think I feel more at home here than even some of my friends living in Warsaw. Because people here, I've never been threatened. Racial-wise, whereas some of my friends in Warsaw have had threats.
I think for children it's pretty well here. I mean, they've never been treated differently in kindergarten or creche or school, and thank God they've got also wise teachers. So even if there wasn't any stressful situation, they always tried to introduce to kids in the group, you know, varieties and that people are different and so on. So kids knew and it was accepted. I think Kemi had a problem with one colleague in her school who told her something like, "You are too dark to be my friend," or something like this. But we talked to the teacher, Kemi's teacher, and she made a lesson about differences between kids, and now the girl is Kemi's best friend. So, you know, she somehow handled it. I don't know how she did it.
What do I think of the Polish people? I will speak of the Zielona Gora people because this is where I have been. Accommodating, lovely, friendly, very nice people. If not for them, probably I wouldn't still be staying in Poland. So I think, from my point of view, they are very nice people.
So where is home for you?
I've adopted the culture and everything here, and this is home for me. Of course, course, I still have my roots. I have my mother, I have my brothers and sisters in Lagos, and yes, they're my family, but when I say home, I'm here. I remember I once put a message on Facebook that I was returning home. That was when I was in Paris. And my Nigerian friends, you have to see me when you're in Lagos. I said, no, I'm not coming to Nigeria. I'm going to Zielona Gora because I'm going back home to my family. And they thought that was so, yeah, it's... Actually, a friend thought I came to Nigeria, and he doesn't believe that I didn't go to Nigeria.
Wherever I go and meet Nigerians, they are very open to me, and they are, the men are respectful, and the women are always curious. Okay, Nigerian food, generally I love it. It's spicy, it's nice, but when I see in a stew the fish looking at me, it's beyond me. I'm sorry, I can't stand it.
That is what we call tejumalijo.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's when I'm a perfect wife and I share my food with my husband. When are we going to Africa? I don't know, Lanre is afraid to take us there. He's afraid one of his friends will steal me. And when he gets rid of the fear, we will go.
Okay. It's financially taxing to go to Nigeria. Not just to get there, but to also be there. Especially if you've not been there for as long as I haven't been, which is how much? The last time I was there was in 2001. So whenever I go there now, there must be a big party waiting for me to pay for. So I think that part of it is still going to take a while.
I know him just a few years, but he's like any other Polish guy. The first time that Monika said that she's in love with African man, and I asked from which country, and she said from Nigeria. I just thought, Nigeria, the country that is good at football, that really is nice country. So I said, it must be a nice guy. So me, it really doesn't matter from which country is the person. I just like the character of the person. I have to meet him and then I will judge him.
We got to meet most of our neighbors. When?
Last year, really well, in the playground actually, because we had like a neighborhood barbecue. So all people from the building, our building, came, with barbecues, food, drinks. Kids were playing in the playground and we were just sitting around and talking and getting to know each other because, as it happens, you miss, you just see people outside, you just say hello, hi, but you don't get to know them. And then we really could get to know them really well. And since then, men especially, they started meeting from time to time. They drink beer together, go out to the town. It's really nice, isn't it? They called Lanre Laurentius instead of Lanre because it's like very funny. It's not even really Polish name, but it's like a Polish version of Lanre's name. So that's what they were calling him. It was really funny. But yeah, that's how people like you and you belong to the place when they make names for you and,
Dzień dobry.
Dzień dobry.
If you are coming to live in Poland, I will advise you to be ready, to be open, and to throw away any prejudice. If you are open, free-minded, it's a very pleasant place to be. I'm not saying that some people will not try to annoy you, but when they do it, take it with a smile, and then they thought, is he stupid or am I crazy? They get out of your face, you live happy, and that's fine. You are welcome to Poland.
Skręćkę, nie uderz w bułkę i nie uderz w stół. Ja jeszcze muszę się zmieścić przy słupie. Synu!